Hello, hello, everyone. How is everyone today? Yes, it is time. I love the whoop whoop. Love that. Do you guys dance? Let me know. Do you guys dance to that music? It's kind of groovy. I like getting into a little dancing action, and then I'm like, oh no, people are gonna see me dancing. I need to stop now because it's terrifying. So I am so excited to be with you guys here today and take you on another crafty adventure because crafting with me is always an adventure, as I say. So I know we'll have some faces or names that I've seen before. Hello, hello. And I'm welcome to all the new folks that are joining us today. So we're going to get started with our crafting. Hello, Sue. And yes, we have Roxanne behind the badge today. She'll be posting some links in there for you. And at the end of this, she'll also be pulling a winner for a $15 gift certificate to the shop if you have shared that. That's mark that you've shared, and you have the possibility of winning that. So very exciting. You may want to see something today that you just have to pick up. Stuff just jumps in our shopping carts, doesn't it? All right. So we are going to go ahead, and I am, not going to do that. We don't want to disable the camera. We want to switch the camera. I'm being silly today. Are you guys ready for a silly crafty adventure with me? So hopefully you are ready for a silly crafting adventure. Okay. So this is what we're going to be doing. Hello, all my loves as you're coming in. It's so good to see all of you. We are working with the calming cluster, mainly because I hadn't worked with this gorgeous set yet. And I'm like, what is going on? Why haven't I worked with this set? So let's work with it today. I'm super excited. So I think this kind of lends itself to a beautiful, beautiful slimline. I couldn't think of the word. So let's get started. I don't think we're going to use the embossing folder today, but we might pop a card on at the end that works with the embossing folder. Hi, Carmen. So hello and thanks for sharing. Thanks so much. We might pop one on there in the end because it breaks my heart to not use it. Yes, Mercedes, this is a fun one. This was used in one of our retreats. We do have a new retreat that has just been posted recently that'll be coming up in July. So that's another set that's super duper pretty coming out. So more pretty things coming from Altenew, but you guys know that, right? Right. So today I pulled Red Cosmos. I store my reds together, so there's some others in there. But this is Red Cosmos, the frosty pink through the grapevine right there. I also pulled my favorite warm and cozy. That is my favorite orange. Excuse me. I also pulled Tropical Forest. Excuse me, but this would be so pretty. I think you could put the seashore in there as well. So I know the embossing folders, love them. Now I will tell you. So this one, little, this is the question I usually get. So a little reveal. The stencil does not line up perfectly with it. So you do get the mask piece, okay, in here so you can mask off stuff. But when you put it over the stencil, it doesn't line up perfectly. But you could wiggle. You can wiggle it around and be able to color in your stencil with this set. I'm sorry, I have a very persistent fur today that is here with me, as you all know, Emery. So see, it's a little bit, you get like almost a halo effect, which I think could be fun and could lend itself to some really cool techniques. But so first we're going to start out, and we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pull out the old stamping tool today, because it's Monday and I don't know about stamping on a Monday. I don't know. Do you guys have good stampy vibes on Mondays? Oh, you can hear. Okay, just making sure. Sorry, it may be I'm using my normal voice. Sorry, it's coming across loud. I'm loud. I just am. So I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off. As you can see, I have not used this beautiful set yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat emboss 2 of these with obsidian and clear embossing ink. Ooh, a die cut day. Ooh, those are fun. Those are super, super fun. I love die cut days. Those are super, super fun. Okay. So I'm going to pre-treat. You guys know how that goes. And I remembered. I'm so excited. Remember to pre-treat my paper. Usually I don't. Yes, gotta love big images. Usually I don't panic too much about the powder for techniques like this because I don't plan on ink blending on both of these. So I just want to show you a trick with some foam tape. If you need a really, really quick, beautiful card, this is a great way to do it. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. All right. And then, of course, I do have a cat hair on there. In my office, it is not a card from MySpace unless it has, of course, an emery hair, but that's okay. That's okay. It'll be pretty, still the same. And Hallmark doesn't put little kitty hairs in their cards, right? I don't think. So they'll know it was handmade, made with lots of love. Human love, fur love, all kinds of. We love the love, don't we? Okay. Oh, great, great. Hi, Anne. I'm so glad. Yeah, this set, I saw this set, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I couldn't wait for it to come out. And I purchased it the day it came on the site, and then it sold out super quick because it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I love the florals are so big, and I would absolutely love to, with this set, sit down with my artist markers. That would definitely be something that I would do. Say I've had a really rough day at work, or I just want to be super zen and super mellow. I was seeing if I could see that big hair, but I can't. So we're just going to go with it. So hopefully your projects won't have hair, but you know, so yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll get these 2 done, and we may not use this second one completely because it is such a big, beautiful image. But we're going to do our first card. Oh, yes, you have to love the kitty helpers. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so pulling the whole stamp set here. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to do one that's really simple, just by adding dimension to show you the card. Then I think we are going to play with the stencil a little bit. And color our image with some inks. And then if we have time, we will do a slimline with our embossing folder. Because I don't want to forget the embossing folder. Yes, I'm so excited. Yes, oh my gosh, I'm so glad the rest of you have that same problem with kitty hairs. And yes, I love, this is a big, beautiful stamp. I mean, it's the size of my hand and it's gorgeous. But I think the great thing is it's so open. So like I said, artist markers, watercolor, it's just endless really what you can do with this image. It lends itself so beautifully to so many different techniques. All right. I like to heat from the back. I feel like I get I don't get bubbling, and sometimes when I do it on the front, I really have to move it around a lot, or I get some bubbles. And this way, I feel like I get a nice, beautiful, clear embossed line. Yes, the embossing, I know. That's why I was like looking at the projects that I had planned, and I'm like, but I didn't plan the embossing folder. And then right before I came on, I'm like, well, can I use the stencil? And it was the stencil is a little bit bigger, but it will create a beautiful halo. So I love that they do that on some of the sets because it gives you options. And you can still move that stencil. You can wiggle it and you can use it to color in your embossing folder as well. Yeah. This set is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous set. And I love the simplicity of it. Hopefully that comes across how I'm meaning it. Meaning there's not a lot of detail. It allows you to put the detail in. I'm going this way because it's faster. I usually like to go from the bottom, but that's okay. That's okay. I just want to make sure. I want to show you as many cards as I can and where my ideas were. Okay, so now you can't hear me. Oh, okay. I thought you couldn't hear me. I'm like, oh no. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, I apologize if I'm coming across loud. I am a loud wild crafter. I guess that's my thing. I'm a loud wild crafter. So I'm kind of Emery and a human, and Emery's kind of me and a cat, I think. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, and I do love sets. Don't get me wrong. I love sets that they show us like where to add the detail. Those sets are great too. But I love these sets that they're like, here's kind of the image. You go. Like, go with it, go with it, go with it, my friends. And I love that Altenew does that. They have sets that are super detailed and they show us just where to put it. And I think those are an excellent, as I call them, training ground for these types of sets, because you've worked with those sets where the detail is on the image and it's super duper, detailed, and you're like, oh, okay, this is exactly where I put this, all of that. And then you come to these sets where you have a little bit more freedom. And so it's kind of like, I don't want to say boot camp, but a little bit, it's training. It's training for when we're given just a blank image. So I love we get so many options. Do you guys love options? Let me know out there. Do we love options out there? I'm an options gal. Give me lots and lots of options. And I think too, these sets, these kind of 4-pack sets, the bundles that we have, like the project kit that comes out every month, these are amazing because you get the stamp, you get the die, you get the stencil, you get the embossing folder. You get the best of all the worlds, and it's really endless, so I think they're really kind of great to invest in and have these in your space, that you have a set that coordinates, but you don't have to use everything. It's not necessary to use it all. All right. See, I think I line up one section and then my tape sticks. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Okay. There we go. All right. So I'll cut this one out then, and then I'll show you what my plan is. In crafting and art, yes. Food and life, no. Too many options, Stace. Yes. I agree. I know, and I said a kind of a dirty word during my thing. A plan. We go on crafty adventures here. There's no planning. Okay, so let's take a vote, and the first few I get is how I'll go. Should we do the card that I'm going to do? Should we do it a slimline, or should we do an A2 panel with these? What do we think? What is the vote? I have a slimline and I have A2. Hello, Sherry. Hello. Oh, my mat's crooked. I'm sorry. That would make me silly if I looked. A2. Okay, I got A2. I'll take the next one. Let's do one more. Maybe. Slim A2, slim line. Okay, A2 one by one. So I'm going to go, but we are going to do a slim line with the embossing folder. So and maybe that'll help you, because, you can see how to use these embossing folders on your slimline cards. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're going to put this off here. I want this off this corner. Okay. And we're going to choose a sentiment to begin with. I made 2. Oh, okay. I think he's saying hello. He just came in and roared at me. I think that's what that means. I don't speak cat, even though I probably could after all these years, but I don't speak it. All right. He's my older fella. He likes to be heard. Okay. And we got this one just in case. I made 2 just in case. And also there are dies and a stencil word you can use. But I love this scripty font. And I have to tell you, oh yes, the offset corner designs. Yes, yes. Whenever I see the word hugs, I always think of one of my dear friends who is actually here because she always says it in every email, which is so nice because some days you need an email hug. So I'm going to say thank you to Anne for always putting hugs in her emails because it's very, very sweet and I love it. And if others do that out there, thank you for doing that and sharing a bit of love through the world, sending hugs. I'm going to put healing hugs because I never make get well cards because I get nervous. But healing hugs, you could just be having a bad day and sending a healing hug, and I just like it. So that's why. Yes, and hugs all around. Yes, Altanu is sending out the hugs with the little hug emoji. We love the hugs. We love the hugs. Okay, and I'm trying to step this as straight as possible. Oh, no, my big melon. I was going to say without my big melon getting in there. That melon sneaks right in there, and it's a big one. I got to watch it. Okay, now the secret with this to me, because this would be beautiful, okay? You just put this, maybe a little splatter, a few enamel dots. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. However, we're going to add some dimension. We're going to go wild because that's what we do here. It's just what we do. So I'm going to show you how I do it because I have a method to my madness. I don't want to put foam tape where I don't need it, okay? So I'm going to take, my cat likes to eat this, so I have little pieces everywhere, of course, with fur. So I'm just going to hold that on there, and I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm going to take a pencil, and then I'm going to just do this because I find if I put foam tape across all of this, I have a difficulty cutting a straight line once I've put the dimension on there. So I'm just going to do that with my pencil. And then I will grab a pair of scissors. So I can just take that right off. Okay. And now I'm good to go. Now you could even, if you're like, whoa, girlfriend, what are you doing with the scissors? It's trimmer time. Totally understandable. I'm panicking a little bit that I chose the scissors as well, but that's okay. We got this. We're tough. We're crafters. We make it work, all my loves. All right, so we're just going along and we're just going to trim it because I find if I put the dimension on, like I said, I can't cut a straight line very well. And when I have that foam tape, it's an added kind of obstacle for me. So I'm just going to trim off this little bit is just hanging on. I don't want to over trim it. And this is where your trimmer would be super handy because I can't see which side, if it's the top of the side. There we go. All right, there we go. You could make a pretty frame with this as well. Put a picture in here. It'd be super pretty. All right, so what we are going to do, we're going to bring this here, but we're going to put our foam tape on first. Trimmer time. Yes, yes, I know I should have. Oh, yeah. I got very nervous. But you guys all inspire me. I was like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I got my friends. I got power. I got strength. I got them cheering me on. I'm good. I'm tough. Even though I don't feel tough, I tell myself I'm tough. And then I feel a little bit tough. But you guys make me feel like a crafty superhero. You guys are just fantastic. Because we got all the love and hugs floating around. How can you not feel fantastic? You're crafting. We got friends. And friends from all over the world. How super cool is that? All right. Lots of people can't say, well, I crafted with friends from Italy today, or the Netherlands, or Sweden, or, Germany. Lots of places. I'm just randomly picking places. Oh, yes, you've got this. That's a wonderful moniker. Because sometimes, even though you feel like you don't got this, you got this. And just hearing that makes it better. And yes, I use excessive foam tape. It's become common knowledge around the alt news circuit that I love my foam tape. I'm paranoid that it's going to fall in the middle because it fell in one time, almost 27 years ago now. And so, yeah, I use a lot of foam tape, but that's okay. It still lasts. I mean, this is my first roll. And look, I still have tons. So you get so much on that roll. And it's lovely. The backing papers come off easy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it so our sentiment is on the front. Oh, would you guys have caught me? Would you guys have caught me? I almost put that down with our sentiment on the back. All right, I'm just putting my really, really loved clipboard that I do my artist marker coloring on. So I have a different color. The lines were getting a little bit, oh, good, you've seen worse excessive foaming. Yay. Okay, so got this on here. Now, what you can do is you can come in now and fill all of this in, okay? So you can keep going around and build a really, really pretty card so that it kind of, see, like, look there, you could just put it like your flowers so it's holding that, and you can kind of create building around. Today, I think I really wanted to build around when I started this card, but I really kind of like just this. And then we can put some of, okay, here we go. I apologize, Roxanne. We're taking a sharp right. We are taking a sharp right. I didn't expect to use these today, but I got my enamel dots, the black and white ones. So keeping with the tone, you know, this would also be pretty with some gold splatter. That would be really a pretty thing to add. But I think too, I think you could just add, you know, some of the little black foam dots, and you know, we even have the hearts on here, so you could add the little hearts on there. Hello everybody. Hello. Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys wondered where the sentiment was. I thought you guys would have caught me. I figured, because I'm looking and I'm like, I know I stamped a sentiment. What did I do? So there's the first one. Okay. So super, super easy. Now we're going to ink blend. Okay. Now, if you're like, oh, girl, what are you doing? How do you ink blend? You have nothing to hold your thing. It's going to be all over the place. All we do is, this is one of the ones I cut out. Okay. We're just going to bring it back in if you want to. And we can do that. So I just put it into place like a puzzle piece. Say that 5 times fast, my loves. Oh, April, hi. Oh, yes. Sorry, Roxy, I didn't mean to confuse you. Oh, yes. Oh, my enamel dot collection. Yes, I love to put them in order. And I have, like, I think 2 of each that have come out because I just love them. They just are fantastic, and they're a great touch. I know some folks struggle with the splatter. I love the splatter, but I understand it does take some patience with the splatter, so I understand totally. So now we're going to go wild again. Although, Roxanne, we're not taking any sharp right turns as far as supplies. We're going to go wild with the supplies that we have. Yeah, and you could even do them where you could put 3, 3, 3 in a little triangle. So you could really get wild. We'll do some splatter soon, and I'll give you some tips on it. I didn't know about that, how you guys felt about it, but we'll put splatter on the list. I'm back next Monday, so we'll put splatter on that list and we'll work on some tips for it. Another pretty thing, I like the black and white, you know, it looks very elegant to me. But if you wanted to, you could add some colored enamel dots to put some color on it and just have your color be the enamel dots. So another idea that you could use. So we'll go ahead, and I've taped that back down in there. We are going to skip the first layer, okay, of color. I think I love. If you see my projects as we do them, I love to do no line stencil blending. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm trying to decide what color. So I'm going to skip this first really open layer, okay, the big fella right here, and I'm going to go to the detail layer. I just want to add the detail in, and I'm going to make sure I get it centered, trying to match it up here. So yeah, try some of your witchamahoozits, stencils. There we go. Try some of your stencils with doing like light or no line coloring. I think it's a really beautiful effect. You can use limestone as your ink and then go ahead, and so that it's really pale. There's basically no competing with the color. I'm just making sure these are kind of centered. We'll come down a scotch here. So I'm making sure these are centered in here because some I can see the black lines. So I just want to make sure they're as centered, the openings are as centered within my floral as I can get them. And then I'm just going to put tape across my stencil, my paper to my mat because, you know, and we're also going to do a little something else because you guys know what happens, right? Can you tell me the story and how it ends? We know, right? We know. Wherever we don't put tape, and especially these are kind of close to the edge. I did this the other day. I thought I was good. Was I? No. So I'm just going to go ahead and be very, very prepared. And this satin masking tape, you can use it. You're probably going, whoa, why is she using so much? This lasts forever. I can use this with so many applications. So I do reuse. Even die cutting. As long as you peel it back on itself, meaning you fold it over and pull it back like this, I'll show you when I take it off, works perfect. And I'm feeling in a dark kind of fire mood tonight. So we're going to go with Autumn Blaze, which is out of Warm and Cozy. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to get some ink. And on these, I'm using my little cubes. If I have too much ink, I just dab it off in my cover. Okay. That way you don't have to worry about getting it on your project or having extra space to do that. Then I always start over here so it's light. And then I'm going to come in from the center, or you want to come in from where it would naturally be darker. Because if I have a whoops moment and I come in with too much ink, it's okay because that's where it's naturally darker anyway. So I'm okay. And this would be a great one too if you wanted to use the detail blending brushes. I kind of tilt mine and bend them. These are my favorite brushes, the mini. So I use them a lot. So I know them well. I know how they feel in my hand. I kind of know what I can get away with them, meaning, you know, if I want to put ink right here, I know to kind of come in just with the top bristles and get my ink in there. So I practice a lot with them, I guess is what I'm saying in the long run. Really the long run. I'm a little long-winded today, so I apologize. But this is fun too. I think you can put some really neat color combos, and I think leaving that white space against your color. And even though this is a super, you know, this is the number 3 of the colors. So it's a darker color. But if you come in with blending, okay, look how light and pretty that is. So I'm going to come over here. It looks a little light in this area. So I'm going to do that. So there, I'm super stoked with how that flower works. And we have an attack kitty in the midst. Oh, goodness. Yes, I have to say, that's why the attack kitty was here. Her favorite Altenew supplies are the tape and the brushes because the brushes roll. So she loves that the brushes roll. So I'm just wiping my tape off because I am going to reuse it again. And I don't want to get any of that residual ink that I forgot about on there. So see, look at all that coming off. Okay. And when I was talking about pulling it back on itself, if you roll it back like this slowly, okay, it's not tearing. Okay. So you just got to go slow. That's the secret. And if it starts to tear a little bit, just change directions. It'll be okay. It will be okay. because sometimes I do get a little wild and I just start tearing the tape, and I haven't had bad experiences with it, but I try to always roll it back on itself. It tore a little bit there, but that's okay. All right, there. And the thing is, because I'm kind of doing focal ink blending, I'm not using my whole panel likely, so I should be okay. But look at that pretty color just against that white and black, okay? So now we're going to come over, and this one I may have to guesstimate on the correct alignment. I don't know. I might do, because I have the flower center. Let's see. Should we do the flower center? I'll let you guys vote on that while I do the flower down here. Okay, so you guys let me know. Should we do this here, the orange one? Should we do the flower center? I can grab something for us to do it. And then I'm going to get this all lined up for us. And this one I'm not worried about. I'm not going to go super wild with this one. So I'm not going to have to tape this one off as much as I did the other one. And let's be honest, you guys know I love tape, so I probably did not need to do that much anyways. So no, center, yes, center, yes, center, yes, center. Ooh, I think we're going to be a center kind of people. All right. Now I'm going to come in. So because I did the third out of the orange, I'm going to keep with it. Okay. I'm going to pick the third one from the Red Cosmos, which is ruby red. Okay. And I'll use my same trick where I pounce off my tool, and I just have one for each color. I don't have one for each color family. You know, I have my teal, my orange, my blue, you know, down the line. And that works perfect. All right. So again, I'm going to pounce a little off. I put a little on the top there, but I can reuse this one on the stencil. And I am not putting pressure, really. I'm just coming super light because this is a dark color. And what I want to try to do, I want the same look I got over on the side with the orange, I want on my floral here. Okay, so I don't want to come in super heavy-handed with it when my orange is, although it's a dark color, it's light. And then I am going to have it a little darker in the center and have it a little lighter as it goes out, because it would be, you know. Yes to the center. Skip. Yes. Okay. We have a lot of, I think we were split right down the middle. So see, we've got that. And see, it's just, it like highlights it. So I think leaving that extra white space, and that's something I think a lot of us struggle with, is leaving that white space. This does it for us. How cool is that? So this, the leaves, I'm going to come in the same thing. I just want to add in the pieces in the little sides here. And I'm looking to see which one goes where. Okay, that one does not go there. That one, let me see. And this is a good time to say hello to the guide. Hello to the guide. Okay, so this is the stencil we're using, number 3. Okay, and I've got my number 3. And look at that big, beautiful hugs. Maybe we'll use that on our embossing folder one, because we still have one more card to do. So we could do that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I had my cluster upside down. So if you have any struggles at all, make sure these match. Okay, so I've got this lined up just like this one. Okay, and then I'm going to come in, and it's showing me that I want to have this little cluster thingy over to this side, and then it's going to line up like a glove. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm going to go too wild. And if I do, you guys can, say, hey, we told you. We told you to put that tape there. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Yes, the guides. Oh, the guides. Love the guides. Yes, yes, yes. Big lover of the guides. I'm gonna stick with it. I was gonna go with parrot, but it's kind of brighter. And we've done the number 3. So I'm gonna go with the olive because that's the number 3. And yes, I love sometimes we get these words, and I think we will use that. What we'll do is we'll stencil first. Okay, and again, because I have this dark color, I'm still going to go kind of light here though, because we can always add more, but we can't take it away. So I'd rather go too light, pick it up and say, oh goodness, I need to add a scotch more, than to say, oh, I wish I could go back and fix it. Because you kind of fix it by starting over again. But I think most of us have been there where we start over again. So see, look how pretty. That's just so pretty. We got just those little leaves there. And then we do have on here, it's showing on the number 2 that there are highlights for these leaves. Okay, so I want to do the highlights for my leaves, and I'm just checking with the guide. So the guide right here, it shows me it's stencil number 2, and I don't want the full, okay? I don't want the full leaves. I want these leaves right here down in the corner. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to match these up. And again, I'm just trying to get them pretty centered within the stencil, and we'll wiggle up a little bit. And then again, pounce off because I'm so scared of coming in a little too hot. So I got to make sure. Hello, Lilith. Hello. Oh, I haven't seen my dear friend Lilith in a while. Oh, so good to see you. Ta-da! So see, it just, you're using darker colors, but you can get these beautiful light effects if you just do these simple little tricks, we'll call them. Okay. I'm just rotating my stencil using my guide right here. So it shows me this one has a triangle taken out of it. Okay. And then so I come over to my stencil. Oh, that one has a triangle taken out of it right here. So that's going to be, because that triangle is going to protect that flower while I do some ink blending right here. So again, pounce off a scotch because I don't want to come in too wild. I mean, you guys know me, so you know it's going to be a little bit wild, but that was the full-on one. I messed that up. Okay, so I apologize. I messed that up. I pointed out the right one and then went to the wrong one, but that's okay. You guys can now see one leaf, how it would look if you did both layers, and then this is just with the white. Oh, hi, Beverly crafting along. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Oh, I love when you guys craft. I love when you guys craft it all because I love to see what you guys do because you guys are just so inspiring. I hope you know that we all look at your work and we are inspired by what you guys do as well. You guys are very inspiring. So keep sharing that work because it's amazing. And it's amazing too, speaking for myself, I love seeing somebody come into Altenew or coming into the educator program and they're new and they start sharing their projects. And then you see the progression as they share these projects, and the projects, they get more. You can see the confidence in their projects. And it's so exciting when you guys share your crafty journeys with us. And we are so blessed and so happy to be a part of that. So thank you so much for when you craft along or you create a project and you share it with us. Thank you so much for doing that because we love it. Okay. So what we could do, this one, we will put it on this one. Oh, you're crafting too. Yay. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, the sand eraser on my leaves. So usually you can, because I kind of covered it, I don't know. I don't know how well that would work. So I'm just going to let it lie. And then I think what we're going to do is let's see if this fits okay. I think what we might do is change our position so that we have this kind of over. Or let's do something possibly really wild. And we could do this down here. And then we can put this to hold over it. So let's try that. I have not done, I don't do enough landscape cards. Let's try a landscape card, my friends. Let's do that. All right. And we are still going to use our heat embossing, and we are going to use our obsidian here. So you can definitely do that on your projects. I'm trying to make sure this is straight. I hope it's straight. I'm really hoping it's straight. It may not be straight. So if it's not straight, I'm just not going to be that hard on myself. We're going to just go with that. All right. And I will take out a new one later. I don't think I have. Oh, I do have. I have all of them. And again, I apologize. I'm taking a sharp right, Roxanne. I'm taking a sharp right. I keep one of the detail blendings for all, including the pigment inks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use this. And I am going to hold my stencil, and I am going to beware of the cat that's trying to stick her hand in the obsidian. No, you can't have that. Oh, gosh. All right, here. Here's your tape. There you go. All right. It's like giving a kid, a package to play with. She just needs that. So going to go ahead. And this, if you put this under your water, this will run right off. It cleans off super easy because I can hear people going at home across. Oh, good. Roxanne knows I try not to make any sharp rights, but once in a while, you see that sign that has a really weird ice cream flavor that sounds delicious on your road trip, and you got to go. You got to stop and say, oh, give me that ice cream. So that's kind of this, We saw something like a dinosaur that talks on the side of the road that was 20 feet tall, and we had to stop and take our picture with it. So there's our hugs with the obsidian, and I will make sure to wash that later. So then I just come in with, and I'm going to be careful because I did tape that down. So that would be a little sticky in my corner. Okay. So I'm going to be super careful when I put this on, and then I will just heat set this super quick. So keep this in mind too, that you can use your stencils like this. Yeah. Red inks. Oh yes. 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 Oh yes. You love the sharp rights. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like the wild road trips. I love the wild road trips. I don't like the ones that's point A to point B. What fun is that? Gotta have a little excitement and wildness. Although I'm not that wild of a person. My wild evenings are, watching reruns of 80s and 90s television shows. So I'm really not that wild. But I live wild in my crafting, so that's how I satisfy my wild part of my personality, is in my crafting. I go crazy. All right. And I love this font. Like, I love, love, love this font. Yeah, see, for me, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. There are like little bubbles in my embossing when I do it this side. So that's why I always do it from the back, well, I say always, but time crunch, we do what we do. So now this one, what we can do, and what I like to do, I like to cover that corner, because if I don't, oh, the beef jerky store. Oh yeah, you got to stop the beef jerky store. If I don't, it's kind of like that space is trapped and was forgotten. You can do that. That's okay. But I like to do it. This is kind of my method. Even if I just have that leaf there and that there, and then we'll go ahead, same thing. Just take a piece just to hold it. Wipe this off so we don't ruin our card. And then again, hold your breath, all my friends. And I can use the trimmer this time. I know I scared a few of you last time, and I don't want to scare anybody. So I can use the trimmer just to show you how I do it. Now, if it meets at a point and you need that point, you would have to do a trimmer that you could lift up your blade. But this one particularly, I don't have to. So I'm going to live on the edge. Oh, yes, I kind of do. Hold on. Hold the phone. All right, we're going to cut this side first, and then we'll be okay. And sometimes if you look at it, you can see you can cut one side and then you can cut the other without affecting the other side. So now I'm fine to cut this way, but before it wasn't really the best idea. All right, and then we just have this little piece here, so I'm just going to trim that. I don't think we'll use that fella, but yeah. Do you guys like the corner covered? I got Sue mentioned she did. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much. Okay, so now again, guess what time it is? It's foam tape time. Woohoo! I gotta make a foam tape song, right? Should we make a foam tape song when we do our lives and we can all sing the foam tape song? Gotta have fun, right? My dad always used to say, we're gonna have fun. Now, I don't know if it was like so nice he said it twice, but I've started saying that now too, just kind of, I guess, memory of my dad. But yeah, it's always going to have some fun. So don't know why, but I'm going with it. Like most things, Hi. Oh yeah, we get a bunch of people covering those corners. Woot. Okay, so to the Love Shack tune. Yes. And Roxanne is on board. We got to make a foam tape song. We have to do that. We have to do that now. Okay, so see, I'm running into the same problem. My background looks very similar. So I'm going to bring back my ugly clipboard. And the only reason it's in here is I have alcohol ink all over it and I need to clean it. And I have a cat yelling at me, so pardon that. Okay. And yes, I know. So there's that. And then again, what you can do if you wanna, that's a really like little piece of hair. So we don't need that little piece. So I just trim that so it kind of matches there. And so you can come back in, and piece your puzzle pieces in again. But again, I like that. And all we did some ink blending and we just stamped those too. And look at the different things that we have by just doing that. And now, as promised, the slimline and a bunch of other stuff. And I don't know why I'm doing this voice. Oh, it's good you guys know me and love me for me, because that's all I got. I like doing that voice sometimes. It just makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's just, yeah. Oh, goodness. I spend a lot of time alone. Virtual hugs. Oh, we'll have to put hugs somewhere in our foam tape song. Because, we gotta figure that out. We gotta figure that out. All right. So now the tough part, okay? The impossible part. What do you pick? What do you pick for your cluster? You can have it so that your card, it kind of goes like this. You can do that, but you're going to get a weird kind of different shape because it is going to push down on these sides. But what you can do, there's always something you can do. So I think since we love those fast right turns, I think we're going to make another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this angles on both sides, okay? And then we're going to run this through. Don't worry, not exercise, my friends. We're running it through the machine. The machine's doing the running. People say running, and I'm like, yep, no. I'm out. No. That's when I do my no voice. Okay. Hopefully I don't hit the edge of my card. I'm going a little wild on all fronts here. Now, if I would have, what I like with these folders, okay, well, I didn't really get lines, okay, but if you get a line, I'm going to show you what I would do. I would just take, and here's some. I would take some of our gold embossing that we have, and if you have a line on your card from where that folder was, or if you want to create a line, you could either do this and do it all the way over, okay? The other option that you can do, and I had to make a right-hand turn as well because I didn't plan for this, but you know the gold is coming out, right? You know with me, the gold cardstock is coming out. And let's see, I don't have many big pieces, but what you can do, I love that set, as you can tell. What you can do is you can take a piece and lay it across. I need a big piece. Come on. Oh, there we go. So lay it across. What I would do is I'm going to lay this side across. So I've got my glue tape pen. So all you do is you can just lay it across here at that same diagonal. If you had a line on here, okay, you can lay that across, and then same thing we've been doing all day, and you could use your trimmer. Okay. And then I save all these little bits. And I think I put tape on the wrong section because there's tape all over the back of this. But you can put to match your sections, okay? And then you could have that and then have your sentiment across, going across there. Yeah. So, or say you didn't get a line like I didn't get a line. So you can come in with your sentiment again. Pop mine down so I can pick it up with a block. Woohoo! Is sticking to me. It likes me. Apparently, this sentiment loves me the best out of the set because it's sticking to me like glue. All right. So then you can just come in, and I'm going to try to put it up so it interacts with my flowers a little bit. So I've got that. So, and you can come in, like I said, the stencil is not going to match perfectly, but you can wiggle it around so that you can get the coverage that you want on there. You could also add this as like a highlight in the corner if you wanted to, like down there. Yeah, if you get it. But the great thing is, say we didn't go wild, okay, and say you put it in like this. What I do, put it on your mat, okay, or put it on something underneath that has a measurement, and just go ahead, line it up, okay, fold it over, and then try to make sure your top and your bottom have the same amount of cardstock. And you can just make an interesting feature with that right there. So you have this beautiful image here, or like organic linen going straight across here. And then you have those two nice white pieces. Those are great. You don't have to worry about that. So basically, this is doing you a favor in making those imprints across that section. Now, the other thing you could do is you could come in, okay, we're going rogue again, not a right-hand turn, but we're going rogue. So you could come in and just freehand add some color on here to your project. Okay, so I've got some on my leaves, and you're keeping it super soft and delicate. I mean, you can put more if you want to. I just don't want to put too much coming in here. So I'm barely touching my paper and coming in. And see, you can kind of freehand. And if you pull out the detail blending brushes, you can do this so easily with those. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could tape off if you wanted to. But you see how easy it just kind of, you don't really have to if you don't want to. You'd be more careful. I'm going to leave these little twigs and berries and such because those would be a bit more complicated to do. And then I'll come in again very carefully, and I'm barely, like, the brush is just over it. I'm not even putting, I'm holding the brush. That's it, because it's pretty dark. So just come in and you have that. And there was a lot on there. But do you see how simple and elegant just using that embossing folder can be? And you don't need to have that stencil. Too adventurous for you. Oh, and Anne says if you get an imprint, you can mist it and flatten it out with a bone folder. And so, yeah, so, you know, think about using those embossing folders that come. Yeah. And I probably, cause that it's really light. You guys saw me put the orange on there, but I probably put it a scotch darker, so that it could compete with my rose on there. But I hope that you guys had a fabulous introduction to this amazing set. I know I was super excited to see this set as well. I was trying not to show you my filthy tusk, but yeah. So try that out, and remember, it doesn't have to be complex. If you have a set, oh, thank you so much. If you have a set that you're like, oh gosh, what do I do with this? Start here. Start here. Because the second you're here, clear heat embossing, you're putting it down. Oh, wait, you know what? Red would look great here, and this would look great here. You know, so, and then the other thing is allow that white space, allow it to breathe. White space is not a bad thing. White space can be a wonderful thing. Use those stencils with our pigment inks, and we have more. We have blues and yellows and greens and reds in the pigment inks, and you can clear heat emboss. So just I can't wait to see if you guys make something. I would love to see it myself. I do go in the fan group a bit to as you may imagine, to see what you guys are creating. And it's always fun to see your projects and get inspiration from you guys as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for participating. I love to have these lives that, we do votes. We will start working on the foam tape song. I will start working on that. So if you have any suggestions for lines, let me know. We'll get working on that foam tape song. I don't know who we're going to get to sing it. I don't think you guys want to hear me sing, but it'll be a fun project for us all. So all of my loves, I am already looking forward to seeing you next time, which for me is next Monday, same time, same Crafty channel. Thank you guys from all of us at Alt New for allowing us to help you craft your life. Until next time, happy crafting, guys.